Some sellers have advantage over buyers in this market, while an equal number of buyers hold the leverage over some sellers. It all depends on price range right now. I'm Tony with Clarkson Santoro, and this is our real estate update for February 10th. In this series, we update you on the latest trends that are occurring in our real estate market here in San Ramon. Using our more than 50 combined years of experience helping clients buy and sell homes, we explain what those trends mean for you as a homeowner thinking of selling, or as someone who's looking for a house that you will love to call home. The current inventory is 14 homes, lower than last week's 17. The average asking price of those homes was $2,663,000, which is up from last week's average of $2,510,000. 6 homes asking an average of $1,586,000 went pending this week. That is the same number of pending homes as last week, with a higher average asking price from last week's $1,536,000. A total of 2 homes sold this week with an average sales price of $1,445,000. That average price was the same as last week's average, and the total number of sold homes was lower than last week's 3. So now that we know how the market performed this past week, we can look at the broader trends that give us insight into the health of the market and help us understand where it might be heading. But before we do that, if you find this information helpful, you should subscribe on YouTube or follow us on Instagram so you won't miss the next update. You can also share this with a friend so they can be informed on their local market as well. Now, on to the market indicators. Inventory continues to decline this week. We are now at 14 active homes on the market, which is about 1/4 of a typical balanced San Ramon housing market. Because of the low inventory, we are starting to see homes sell with multiple offers again. Last week we gave the inventory indicator a score of 80, and we are pushing that up even more to 83 this week. The turnover rate is back up to slightly faster than a neutral market turnover rate. We are now at a 130% market turnover, and it has remained above 100% all week. There are 2 caveats to keep in mind with this positive move. One is that the turnover rate can be very volatile while the inventory is so low. If we have one slow day of pending sales or see a sudden influx of new homes on the market, that can quickly drop the number to below 100% again. The other caveat is that this turnover rate increase is driven by high activity in the lower priced homes below 1.8 million. Homes about 2 million are still above 2 million are still taking a little longer to sell at the moment. Last week we gave this metric a score of 43. It will get a score of 53 this week. The over-under sales price to list price ratio had positive movement this week as well. We were at 3.3% under asking for the average closing price last week, and now are at 2.6% under asking. With the activity in the lower price range over the past couple of weeks, I expect that sales prices will continue to get very close to the listing price. If we are anywhere within plus or minus 2%, that is a very neutral market indicator. Last week, this indicator stayed at 33, and this week we will raise it to 37. Contrary to the rest of the indicators, the average sales price dropped again this week. Using the 30-day average, we are now just above 1.6 million as the average closing price. But, just like I mentioned last week, this doesn't necessarily point to slipping home values in San Ramon. Looking at this chart, you see that the pending sales on the orange line used to trend well above the average asking prices on the blue line. That is no longer the case, and I think when taking all the trends into consideration, we are seeing the higher homes take a little longer to sell because the cost of money is still high, even though interest rates have improved in the past month. Last week we gave this indicator a score of 58. We will continue to lower it down to 53 this week. The Invesco QQQ fund dropped a little this week by about 2%. This is not a significant decrease, and after a very good start to the year in January, it doesn't really hurt the overall value of the fund. This is good as it shows that the tech economy is holding up even amidst all the layoffs in the market. The layoffs do continue to be a large hurdle for some buyers, however, as employment uncertainty will keep them from considering entering the housing market at the moment. Last week we moved the QQQ indicator up to 37 and will drop it back down to 35 this week. Interest rates made a slight move back up by 3 basis points this week. We are now at 6.12% for the average 30-year fixed-rate mortgage. Compared to the Fed raising interest rates by 25 basis points, a 3-point increase in mortgage rates isn't very significant. I was looking forward to being able to tell you that we were under 6% by the end of the first quarter, and I'm still hopeful that we will have that opportunity soon. Last week, the interest rate indicator moved up to 39, and we will hold it there this week. Overall, this market feels split right down the middle. The combination of softening interest rates and exceptionally low inventory work to keep the higher-priced home values from dropping while simultaneously boosting value in the lower-priced homes. And I use lower very loosely, as I do understand that even our most affordable San Ramon home is more than double the national average and well above the state average home value. The market scored at 49 last week, and we are moving it up by one more point this week to 50. Sellers in the sub 1.8 million price range look to have a little more negotiating leverage right now, while buyers in the 2 million plus range have that slight edge. I hope this weekly summary and commentary helped you understand how our market is affecting your options. Let me know in the comments down below or contact us directly if you have specific questions about how you can navigate this market to sell or buy a home. And if you find this information helpful, remember to share it with a friend and hit the like button and subscribe so you'll always be up to date on the latest real estate news here in San Ramon. Have a safe weekend, and we'll see you next week with a new update.